Why, hello. I am Lilydale Violet Blood, and welcome to my garden, where you may take all of your desires and lay them down amongst my lilies. And if you are good to me, if you believe in me, they might just come true. So today I am reacting to Crimson Ruze singing Call Your Name from the HOLOSTARS 3D concert, Everglow Light of Elysium. And just for a bit of background, I am a singer, a instrumentalist, and and a music producer. And in fact, the song that you're hearing right now was made by me. And so, I know a little bit of what I'm talking about. With that being said, let's get into it.
She lost her brother a month ago. His picture on the wall, and it reminds me when she brings me coffee, her smile. I wish I could be with her till my last day.
What we're hearing is a very speechy chest voice. And in this low range, we get these nice warm tones that are very storytelling and are good for setting up songs that are going to be emotionally charged. Um, and we're still getting a slight bit of texture in his voice because with Ruze, I don't think that you can get rid of all the texture in his voice at all, at no point. And yeah, but it's nice. It's a nice setup. Let's continue.
She said she gave all her love to me. We dreamt a new life, someplace to be at peace. But things changed suddenly. I lost my dreams in this disaster. I'm crying, missing my lover. I don't have that power on my side forever.
So what we just saw was one of the reasons why Crimson Ruze's voice is very unique, because it's filled with so much texture, and going from the verse to the chorus, we really had a punch of texture come in the higher that he went. And since he's singing higher now, we can hear that the texture has come in through the many layers of production that has happened. And we also hear someone singing on top, behind him, or layering with him, and I don't know who it is. I read somewhere that it was Octavio, but I don't know. But whomever it is, I think it was a smart choice to have a different voice here, because his voice is so textured, Ruzes, that I think that having someone to balance that out in a song that is emotionally charged as this one helps. And I think that it adds something to it. Not that his voice couldn't stand alone, but, you know, the extra voice sis add something to it.
Where is my lover? And I got no power. I'm standing alone, nowhere. Calling out your name.
Also, what I really love is the little cries that are happening at the end of his phrases. You can hear the the whiny sound, and I think that that really adds a nice touch to the theme of the song. what I also really like is that I know that Ruze is good at doing different voices, good at voice acting. And so even with all this texture happening in his voice, and I'm going to keep using the word texture because he is texture personified, we are hearing variations of that texture in his voice. And I'm wondering if all the voice acting that he does and all the different voices sort of, well, I'm not wondering, I do know that they is probably helping because you use some of the same mechanisms doing different voices and voice acting as you do singing. And so we're hearing variations of his tone and texture through this song, and they're switching quite rapidly. And it's interesting to hear because I'm not sure if it's on purpose or that he's just using what his vocal chords and his setup in his throat and voice and mouth are used to doing because he does a lot of voice acting.
I'm crying, missing my lover. I don't have the power on my side forever.
That was a good vowel, not power, 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 keeping it nice and open. That was a nice placement. We love the drama. We love a wide stance. He's been hitting a lot of wide stances in this song, and we love that. And I don't think he was showing a lot of movement because this song is very still, like in terms of like what it's talking about, and I guess that helped. So I think that this song choice for Ruze was very good. I think it fit his voice well. And I think because it fit his voice so well, he was probably able to play with it a lot more than, say, if he was struggling with the song to sing. And I find that aspect of, since it fit his voice well, then there was room to try things and to do things that probably he wouldn't be able or comfortable to do in the song, because you can hear that obviously, you know, these aren't people that's been on stage singing their entire life, right? But they don't sound bad. I'm talking about all the boys, and that you can tell that some of this was more adventurous for them in terms of song choice and just having a new experience. And to hear that, but to also hear the work that's been put in, is great. And just having a good song choice helps with that also. So good on him. Good on the decision to sing this song in particular. And with that being said, I believe that we are done here. And yeah, like and subscribe, and I will be back reacting to something, whatever I decide to do next. Bye.